Algebra 2 lesson 7-4. This is the last objective for unit number 7 before we take our test next Tuesday. So let's go ahead and begin. The actual title to this is Solve Rational Equations. Okay, if you remember, what I said yesterday was the definition of a rational expression was you had fractions with variables in it. Well, now we have fractions with variables and there's equations, meaning there's something on both sides of an equal sign. So for example, we can start with something like this. 1 over 3 plus 1/2 x equals 5. Okay, so you can see how this looks very similar to what we've been doing. The old homework looked like that. Now it looks like this. We got it equal to something. So now we have a nice thing here is we're not, if you remember from the previous stuff we did, we had to multiply the top and bottom by the same stuff, technically multiplying by 1, but with this I can actually multiply by anything as long as I do it to both sides. So it's the same thing as what we've been doing. Look at all the denominators. Find out what the LCD is. In this case, the LCD is 6. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. Now this is technically, to think of it, 6 over 1, right? So we're only multiplying to the numerators. And I'm going to get 6 over 3 plus 6 over 2x equals 30. And then I reduce this, and I'm looking at 2 plus 3x equals 30. And you can see right now, very quickly, this got easy. Subtract 2 to both sides. 3x equals 28. Divide by 3. Okay, and you can go ahead and solve. Right. So when you go through this, this is also referred to as. Just rewrite this. Sorry. It's also referred to as clearing fractions. Right. It's the same idea. Let's do another one. Remember, we don't have to multiply the top and bottom because we are technically multiplying both sides. Okay, so this next example will be 5 over x plus 7 over 4 equals -9 over x. So once again, I'm going to look at the question, see if I can change colors here to show what's going on. And I look at my LCD. In this case, my LCD is going to be for x. Look at all the denominators. Remember, LCDs always get bigger. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by the LCD. Okay. And remember, it's technically over 1, so we're only multiplying to the numerators. Okay. And we're looking at, you could cross cancel. I'm not gonna, but you can. 20x over x plus 28x over 4 equals -36x all over x. And so when you cross cancel, you're looking at 20 plus 7x equals -36. And then I'll subtract 20 to both sides. And I'm looking at 7x equals -56. Okay? And then you can see, just to finish this off, I divide by 7, and x equals -8. Okay? So the key here, so this is very similar, that you still need to be able to identify LCDs. That's the big thing. Can you spot them and identify them? All right? Next example. One minus 8 over x minus 5 equals 3 over x. And so now I got to go ahead and find my LCD, and it's going to be, remember this is a binomial, so my LCD has to include a little bit of everything, right? And now this and this needs to be multiplied by x times x minus 5, and it has to go to both sides. Okay? So we're looking at over here, this is just going to be, this times 1 is x times x minus 5 minus 8x times x minus 5 all over x minus 5 equals 3x times x minus 5 all over x. Now some of you guys are going to try to cross cancel a little bit in your head. You can do it, but a lot of people make mistakes, and you don't want to miss a test question because of something like that. So now we're looking at those go away and those go away. And like anything else, the whole goal here is to get rid of the fraction. And now we're looking at, I'm going to go ahead and distribute that in and say x squared minus 5x minus 8x equals 3 times x minus 5. Combining like terms, I'm looking at x squared minus, what do you got? 13x equals 3x minus 15. I see a squared in there, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything set equal to 0 here. Okay, that's going back to our quadratics. We're looking at x squared minus 16x plus 15 equals 0. And it looks like this is going to work out where minus 15 minus 1, that adds to 16 and multiplies to 15. Now I got my 0 product property. Those get set equal to 0. And then x equals 15. And x equals 1. Okay. Solving rational equations. Okay. Let's do one more. We're looking at 6 over x minus 3 equals 8x squared all over x squared minus 9 minus 4x all over x plus 3. Okay. So I got to find my LCD, but what I want to do is I got to make sure everything's factored in the denominator, so this one's not. So I'm going to rewrite this as 6 over x minus 3 equals 8x squared all over x minus 3, x plus 3. I'm going to go ahead and add the opposite right here, so you don't have to deal with that. And we can see our LCD is going to be x minus 3, x plus 3. So everything gets multiplied by x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay. So rewriting all of this, we're looking at 6 times x plus 3, x minus 3 all over x minus 3 equals 8x squared times x plus 3, x minus 3, x minus 3, x plus 3, plus negative 4, x plus 3, x minus 3. And some of this stuff you can probably skip a step or two and take some of it out, but to make sure we don't lose anybody, I want to make sure I show all the steps. Now here comes the fun part. We get to cross that off. We get to cross, nope, I crossed the wrong ones off, but those all get crossed off. And then the plus 3's get crossed off. So we're looking at 6x plus 3 equals 8x squared minus 4x times x minus 3. That was the whole goal, to get rid of the fractions. So now we got to solve this thing. Minus 4x squared plus positive 12x. And then we're looking at, keep on simplifying over here, 4x squared plus 12x. Remember, you want to keep this positive, so I'm going to move everything this way. And I'm looking at 0 equals 4x squared. This is going to be, 6x positive minus 18. I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by 2. So I get 0 equals 2x squared plus 3x minus 9. And this looks like it's going to have to be a guess and check. I'm really hoping I didn't make a mistake in here. Okay. And we're looking at, we know we're going to get 2x and x. Let me grab a pencil here. Guess and check. We got 9 and 1 and 3 and 3. I'm going to go ahead and do the ones I said always are closest together. That gives us a 3x and a 6x, and those are going to work, right? If I make the 3 negative, means that's negative and that's positive. Okay, and all of this is still equal to 0. So now, scooting this up a little bit more, I'm going to say 2x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0, and then x equals 3 halves, and x equals negative 3. So you can see here there's a lot of stuff taking place. There's a lot of different skills that we have to work on. All of our factoring, all of our solving, clearing fractions, quadratic equations, zero product property. It all comes together in this lesson. I will also post this video on my website, so if you need to reference back to it and get a second look at it.